my eyes are so itchy. But Tamara, whatever the hell her name is, she's so damn dumb. She's so damn stupid. Okay, so like I told y'all in the last episode, Fatima went down there to Tamara and Hayden's house, or really Hayden's house, because Tamara don't own a goddamn thing. Okay, he made sure that when he annulled that janky marriage, she went down there and basically was like, I got the evidence to prove that you and him attacked Gary. And Tamara was talking cash money. Sugar honey iced tea, and told her you don't have anything, because if you had anything, you would have took it down there to the police station and told on me already, right? So Fatima was like, okay, really? I may not have for evidence to prove that y'all did it, but I do have something that will give, the police motive when I give it to them, right? I have something that will definitely be like, motive. He had a motive to do it. And Tamara is still going on. You don't have nothing, you don't have nothing, you don't have nothing, you don't have nothing. She has something. So Fatima was like, listen, I don't really understand why you think Hayden is worth it. I have enough to make sure that people know that there's a possibility that you or Hayden did this. And she was like, you ain't got nothing. She was like, well, honestly, you and Gary, if y'all, this whole thing with you and Hayden don't work out, and Gary and obviously gets off with the F to B and the I don't work out, y'all can make really good porno. Oh, I'm sorry, corno. Y'all can make really good corno. It is a market for y'all. Okay, somebody out there wants to see you two get down. Okay, get busy one time. Somebody wants to see that. Okay, just as long as you pay your taxes and make sure you take care of your health and everything. We had no problems with it. And Fatima shows her the video and she's like, "How'd you get that?" And it's just like, now why would she be dumb enough to tell you that? So she lunges for the phone because she's like, "Give me that." And Fatima hemmed her up like, "We about to be tussling." So they get the tussling. And the phone falls and knocks out of Fatima's hand. And old girl tries to, lunge for it. And Fatima backhand her, jacked up her manicure. The girl nose bleeding and everything. And she like, you made me mess up my manicure. And before that, because old girl looked like she was going to get up, and she was like, I'm trying to find out. But she made, Fatima mess up her manicure, no girl nose bleeding and everything. She's like, my nose. Shout out to the Tweeples. If you know, you know. And Fatima was like, oh, girl, it's a little bloody nose. You'll be all right. Now, tell me, did you and Hayden pull up to Gary and Andy's wedding and try to take him out? Were y'all there? I'm not telling you nothing. A little bloody nose ain't gonna get me to talk. And she was like, you really fell in love with Hayden. So she was like, okay, we could do this easy way or the hard way. She calls Madam. She was like, hey, cuz, yeah, you remember, oh, girl, okay, here you go. Tamara gets on the phone with Madam and says, I'm not scared of you or your ex-cousin, and I'm not about to live my life in fear. And says, hands the phone back to Fatima. Why she did that. Fatima was like, I guess you want to do this the hard way. I hope loving Hayden was worth it. And it's just like, girl, they about to take you out. Do you have no self-preservation? Do you not understand what life is about to be like for you? Do you not understand how, for Madam, the mall is open. Some people are shopping. Some people are throwing cherry bombs into the empty mall stores. Some people are chasing some of the mall patrons with axes and others with chainsaws. That's what goes on in her mind. And then at some point it just goes blank, and she starts thinking and she starts plotting, especially when she don't like a bit. But you're about to move to the section of I'm thinking and I'm plotting because I don't like you. On top of the fact that Fatima don't like you and you tried her too many times and you lunged at her, your life is about to get real hard, and it's all because you either really love Hayden or you trying to protect him long enough to make sure that insurance policy goes through. But I'm not sure. I mean, Hayden get on my damn nerves. I wouldn't understand why people want to be with him no way, especially when, from what we heard, he's a two-pump chump. Okay, he only lasts about 5. It was 5 steps. For him, it's 5 seconds. Or for what we heard. But I guess, you love him, you love him. You can't help who you love. Can't hurry love. Oh, you just have to wait. Well, no, that don't really fit here because you're not hurrying love. You're just, I don't know. It's weird. But at this point in time, when it comes to the girls of the sister circle, Andy out of a job. Well, she's suspended without pay. Danny is suspended without pay. So when Andy come up on the elevator, crying, trying to gather herself on her couch is Danny. And she like, Danny, what you doing here? And she was like, girl, I'm out of a job. What? What you mean you out of a job? Come sit down, let's talk, let's gab, let's have a little gab session. So she was like, basically, Tony, coffee, all that stuff. Okay, you got to explain. Like, how does coffee and Tony relate to you being without pay? And she was like, I dumped coffee on a coworker. It was iced coffee. He was talking shit to me. He was basically saying I'm a hope for the boss, and that the only way I was getting ahead was because I was giving head to Tony, and that I'm a 304 who ain't ever did nothing, ain't about nothing, and don't deserve, her job or any opportunities that she's gotten. And, you know, they told Tony to deliver the message, and he basically told me I'm suspended without pay. And what's the point of going to work if we ain't making no money? Because both of them suspended without pay, which is true. What is the point of having a job if I don't make money from said job? I have to agree. I mean, this is my job. I don't make a lot of money from content creating right now, but I still make some. I do. But I have to agree. What's the point of going to work if you're not going to make no money? You go to work to make money, to pay bills, and then you start the cycle all over again. There's no point of having a job and you're suspended without pay. I'm not going to do that. Can I go get another job? Do the girls need to start driving Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, all that stuff? What's going on here? And Danny was like, I don't even have the capacity to talk about this right now because Tony pissed her off, being all diplomatic about it. Why are you crying? I'm not crying. You're crying. Come on, tell me something. Why are you crying? And it's just like, Andy, are you crying because you're in love with Robin and you just had to admit that to Jordan and break his little heart? We don't care about Jordan. Are you crying because you want your job back? I would understand. I want my job back too, especially if I'm good at my job. What are you crying for? Are you crying because you think Penelope and Robin are going to be something? What are you crying for? Huh? What's going on? And Danny, ultimately, you shouldn't have dumped coffee on that man. But also, I have to blame Tony for this situation again because ultimately she told you, I don't want to be in this leadership program. And you took it upon yourself to put her in said leadership program. And now look where y'all are at. Now look, she's suspended without pay, and it's got everybody thinking you have an inappropriate relationship with an employee, which it is. Y'all should have went to HR and let them know about your relationship, but you didn't. So now here we are. Her mama come in. She's like, boy, first of all, not twice in one day. So she walked in on Pam and Mr. Delivery Driver Trey, and it was like, ooh, I know it was nasty. Okay, I bet you Miss Lisa was like, I can't believe this bullshit. And now I'm walking in again. This is so messy. Poor Miss Lisa. But Miss Lisa was like, I can't believe it. Twice in one goddamn day. I can't. I told you to come over here and make sure she was calm and relaxed and all that stuff. And he was like, well, if there's any consolation, she looked real relaxed to me. He was like, shut up, Mr. Half Naked Preacher Man. We don't need you talking. Put your clothes on, put your underwear on, and get. And that's basically what Miss Lisa told him. Like, I'm gonna need to talk to my daughter alone, and I don't need a half naked preacher in here while I do it. It's just like, Karen, girl, I don't know what you're doing, but you trying to lie to your Miss Lisa talking about we was just cuddling. She was like, girl, please. I know when somebody been broke real good, okay? Like a glow stick. I know when this happens. Girl, get out my face with this. And I was like, Miss Lisa, she really trying to play with you like you don't know when people get real good and bumping and grinding. Y'all was in there playing H-Town knocking the boots because somebody's boots got knocked, okay? Boots was getting knocked. We saw it. Okay? Somebody was knocking the boots. Chad, I'm about tired of Sabrina and Rich and their whole storyline because Sabrina's having this whole just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know about this conversation. What am I gonna say? What is going on? No, I don't want to go to happy hour with you. Oh, girl, oh, you's a Debbie Downer. And no, you know, oh boy, I forgot his name. But the one who's about to give her his sperm so she can, have her eggs fertilized and everything for a later date. Damani. And Damani was here and he was telling me how, corporate wants me at the corporate event in Turks and Caicos. And Maurice is like, okay, girl, I wanted to go to, happy hour with you, but you can't. You need to tell Rich you can't meet up with him because we got to go shopping because you cannot go out of the country with all that ugly stuff that's in your closet. You can't go out of the country with all that ugly mess that you got in your closet, okay? You can't. It's disrespectful to all of us. You can't do that. And she's like, no, you're making jokes, and I have to have a really hard, I need to have this really tough conversation with my man. And it's just like at the end of the day, Sabrina, you already know why you wanted your eggs to be harvested. You were going to do this whether you had a man or not because you went and spent time with your cousin who had fibroid tumors, had to have a hysterectomy, your biological clock started ticking. Well, it was already ticking. And then in the back of your head, it's just like, what if I can't have kids? What then? What if I can't have my own biological children? What then? You start overthinking. You're like, okay, the most logical solution to calm me down and get all this taken care of is just to have my eggs harvested. And then you were going to get your own sperm donor because this idiot, is what I'm calling him, thought you were trying to trap him with a baby. You were already going to get a sperm donor. He was insecure and said, you know what? I'm going to give her my sperm because I don't want anybody else to have children with her. Like she was about to get pregnant right then and there when it was going to be eventually. Y'all not going to last that long for eventually when this whole baby situation happens and she get big belly pregnant. It's not going to be with Rich. First and foremost, Fatima always got her little spy down there to the law firm. So, the secretary, Miss Girl, she was like, Fatima, I just want to call you and let you know there's a partner meeting happening. And I know, Andy's on a legal absence and you took the rest of the day off, but it's a partner meeting happening. She was like, when is it happening? She was like, it just popped up, but I need to let y'all know. And she was like, thank you, girl. I owe you lunch. I like sushi. And I was like, girl, I like sushi too. Because I sure would have called Fatima like, girl, you ain't going to believe this one. Let me tell you something. They got a partner meeting happening. I had to tell y'all it popped up on a calendar. I'm gonna take a screenshot and send it to you, okay? Let you know what's happening, because you're not about to outdo the doer. Miss Lisa is like, oh, so y'all really got it on, Mama. You glow, and he must have put it on you real good, Mama. No, I'm gonna go make you some lasagna because I got a feeling you worked up an appetite, Mama. Her and Aaron are blowing kisses at each other. He catching the kiss like this is high school again, middle school, whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna go and let y'all talk and everything, but I'll call you later. Most definitely will. And it's like, oh, so she put it on you that good. Y'all put it on each other. I mean, I support whatever gets Karen off, out of my face and out of Fatima and Zach's face and her BS. And she said this is a real thing. This ain't no pregnancy hormone. So, that's a good thing. Hopefully it stays real and you stay sane. So, Danny and Fatima, not Fatima, Danny and Andy are down there talking. And, Andy is just like, me and Jordan never really had a chance. I thought we did, but with Robin and Gary and the FBI and blackmail and attempted murder and losing my job, we never really had a chance. I never really got to give him a chance. And while I did love him, it's time to put me first. It's time to think about me and what I want and what I need. And Danny is like, listen, while same as going for me, I have to put me first. I want my job back because once again, what's the point of having a job when you ain't getting paid? There's no point. Okay? I come to the stinking ass job so I can get paid so I can pay my bills. And he was like, me and Tony are having our own issues. We argue, we fight, throw in a little sex, rinse and repeat, and start the process all over again. Oh, I might love him, which, not Fatima. Andy asked Danny, do you love him? And she was like, yes. And she was like, oh, I had to ask because if we do take legal action against the airline, there could be repercussions for him. And she was like, I got to think about myself.
I got to put me first. I got to put me first. I got to put me first, Lucius.
And that means getting my stinking ass job back. Will you help me? And she was like, I don't practice workplace law. She was like, I didn't see you be every lawyer under the sun. And it was like, this is true. Shout out to y'all for calling back this. She be telling us, I'm not that type of lawyer. And then ends up practicing that type of law, right? So she was like, well, first I got to get my job back. And then I hope you get your job back. And when she says that, there's a call from Fatima. Fatima's like, it's go time. And she was like, oh, okay, you stay here, make yourself at home. Danny was like, I am, because I'm going to use up some of your utilities, not to use up mine. And then I'm going to go get my job back, okay? It's go time. We about to roll up deep like TLC rolled up on Clive. Was it Clive Davis? I believe it was Clive Davis. Then, get their money that they was owed, right? Let me tell you something. I love me some Zach. Because Zach came home and Fatima there, she filing her nails after she messed up her manicure, slapping the shit at a, Tamara. And he's like, so, what happened? I expected to beat you home. She was like, I went over there, was hating it. Nah, just Tamara. And he was like, okay, what happened to your manicure? What happened? She was like, well, I showed her the video. She got to tussling with me. I had to slap her to get her up off me. I bet she turned on him. Nope. So what happened? I called my cousin. Okay. So what happened? Well, she got bucked with my cousin, and then she hung up on her. Ooh. Ooh. So what had happened? Like you talked to her? No, I ain't talked to my cousin, but whatever, Tamara. whatever Tamara did, whatever she get, she had it coming to her because you didn't talk crazy to madam and you hung up on her. Now, the timeline is running out on this deadline Agent Watt gave us. So what we're gonna do? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna see you later. I gotta go down to the office. Yeah, or and when she leave, Zach is like, Tamara dead. Yeah, and it's just like, well, she did it to herself because she could have just told on this man, but no, she wanted to be. Aiden traded him. Oh, baby, let me tell you something. Hayden over there trades sexual favors to help out Gary, and it was like, wouldn't be me. Would not be me. So he go over there, knock on Miss Marie door, and Miss Marie answered, and she's like, normally I'm the one calling you. What are you doing here? And he was like, I need a favor. He smelled of top shelf cologne, dishing out compliments. I need a favor. Do you know what Judge Swinton? And she was like, well, if you're asking, you already know the question. Of course she does. Why? Like, come on, speed it up. What do you need? Well, hey, not Hayden. Gary's associate Hudson got a power of attorney over him, and I kind of need to rescind it. Why do you need that? Well, because, he said he needed me. Why are you trying to help him? Oh, I don't want to get into all that. So now the wheels in her head are turning. But can you help me? And she was like, well, that's a big favor. Whatever you could do with them lips right now, what that mouth do though, in a certain amount of time might depend on if she helped you. And it's just like right now, right now, right now. Okay, what that mouth do is what Miss Marie said to him. What that mouth do though, and you gonna have to figure out what that mouth gonna do to get that favor. And it's just like, did you try to take that man out the first time or the second time? Because somebody tried to take him out another time. I'm so confused. But trading sexual favors to help Gary couldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. Hudson had just had power of attorney over him for the rest of his life because couldn't do it. Shout out to Miss Marie. First and foremost, you trade sexual favors with Miss Marie, and Miss Marie ain't gonna help you do a goddamn thing. She got, she got her little orgasm off. She got her little, and she sent you on about your way. And she called up the judge and was like, "Hey, I know you just signed this power of attorney, and I'm looking forward to hosting you and the family on the yacht very soon. And I hear some parties are trying to have the power of attorney rescinded. I'm gonna need you to make sure that does not happen, okay?" Okay, make sure that does not happen. So Hayden, what you wanted, you ain't gonna get in traded sexual favors for absolutely nothing. This is what happens when you try to protect Gary. Stop doing it. So Miss Marie called up Karen. It's like, I have a little challenge, a little business deal if y'all are up to it. If you girls are up to a challenge, are you into it? Mind you, before then we get to see Danny talking to Tony. And Tony is like, let's talk about what happened at work and the fact that you poured coffee on a coworker in front of HR and all that stuff. And Danny was like, well, let's talk about your role that you played in this situation. Something I've been stressing from the very beginning. Yes, Danny was wrong for pouring coffee on that man in front of HR. Okay, in front of HR. But he did gaslight, manipulate, hoodwink, and bamboozle her, and microaggression and macroaggression her ass all the way into that reaction. Okay, when they go low, Michelle Obama tells us to go high. Sometimes you gotta take it to hell. And then he told him, what about your responsibility in this whole thing? You, being the VP of the company, enrolling your girlfriend into a leadership program after the deadline without talking to her, and after she told you she didn't want it, you still didn't listen. You don't listen. That's the problem. And he's basically trying to gaslight her into the reaction that he wants, the reaction where it's all her fault and not his fault. And he was like, well, when you've calmed down, I'll come back to see you tomorrow. And she was like, ain't gonna be tomorrow. No tomorrow. No, no, you're not Annie. Ain't no tomorrow. We're gonna need to take some space. And it's just like, ultimately, Tony, while Danny was wrong for pouring the coffee on that man, you were wrong for what you did and refused to take responsibility for. And you always want to control her life. And it's just like, I'm kind of seeing why you and your ex-wife didn't work out. Or maybe this is what y'all like and this is the games y'all played, but maybe you want to go take your ass back to her and go move with the kids to Italy. Maybe you want to do that and get out of our faces. Maybe you should do that because you on my last nerve. Why is it that you don't want to take responsibility for something you did? Child, now Miss Marie had called to tell, Karen that, if you want Roots to Riches to be in the grocery stores and retail chains and everything, I need y'all to prove, product power. I need you to double what y'all are already selling, and I'm gonna invest an additional 150,000. But in order to do that, Pam and Karen got to put in this work, and Pam was like, I don't know about that. we're already doing more than I thought we would, but you're about to pop. And she was like, I'm about this money. Okay, I'm about this hustle. Got to make some money. On top of that, Karen, it was like, cool, cool, cool. Hopefully this works out. But Pam, I think you should tell them that Maurice has been using it as a lube. They have lube in grocery stores. Okay, they do. But maybe you should explain that. And it's just like, it's not just for hair, it's also for lube, right? Anyway, maybe you should say that to explain that, because that could double y'all product sales. Also, when Pam came in, she was trying to figure out, Miss Lisa told Karen about her and Trey getting busy one time on the desk and all that nastiness they was doing up in the office. But it was like, what you talk about? What you talk about? What you, Aaron, talk to you? Why would I talk to Aaron? And this is when Pam finds out that, Karen and Aaron are getting back together. They're working on it slowly. And she's like, oh, the baby's going to have a live-in daddy. And it's like, yeah, basically. Listen, I love it. Sabrina, we're all about choosing you. Choose you. Choosing me. Choosing yourself. Child, she down there with the juice bar man, and he's like, I want to have a baby with you. I want to start a family with you. I never realized how much of a family I wanted until I met you. And we have a baby the old fashioned way. We can make our baby out of love. Just, forget about the IVF, forget about the eggs that are already harvested. Let's just have a baby. And she was like, I never said I wanted to have a baby now. It was just a precaution. And what you did coming down to my job and embarrassing me in front of Damani was not right. It was embarrassing as hell. Don't ever do that again. He was only there because he works for the company.
Now that's how you clear a bitch. I don't know who that hoe is.
Now, she never even got to the fact that she's going to Turks and Caicos for the company retreat, because he was like, forget about, when he said forget about the eggs, she was like, I can't forget about the eggs because I've already called the clinic. I've already told them to use Damani sample. Now we get back to Danny and Tony, and he's like, we don't need space. So I see you tomorrow. She was like, no, we need space. I need space from you right now. And he was like, are you always going to continuously do this? And it's just like, yeah, maybe. Why? Because she's in therapy. She's learning about herself. She's working through her trauma, which she has a lot of, and she's trying to figure out how that plays into her current life and the relationship she has. So, yes, space quite possibly is going to be a thing, which, I was going to suggest that Danny didn't need to be in a relationship with another person while she's going to therapy and she's trying to work all these things out. But hey, they did it anyway. He was like, well, you need space. I need reassurance. I'm not breaking up with you, but you're not breaking up with me. And, you know, until we can figure that out, I'll do what you want. And she asked for her key back. And I was like, run that key, Playboy. Run that key. It's time for Danny to continue her journey and thinking about herself and what she wants and being introspective as she's going through therapy and really trying to work all these things out. And I'm just also going to say that Tony needs therapy too, and he needs to figure out why he feels like he needs to be in control of every situation. I mean, not just him, but everybody else around him. Maybe that's how you do it, okay? You walk in like a no limit soldier, okay? Fatima and Andy walked in all black, okay? Came in. Fatima said, Andy, you wait here. I gotta go get something. Where she go? She go get that Louisville Slugger. She got a bat, okay? And it's a good old wooden bat too. So first of all, he should have had aluminum kind, but the bat was for aesthetics. Robin is like, "What you doing here? You suspended, okay? We having a meeting." She was like, "Yeah, you're gonna want to hold off." He was like, "I'm standing around as merging, managing partner." Something amusing, yes. Go and walk back in the room, Robin. Okay, go and walk back in the room. Andy come in, Fatima come in. Benson is like, what are you doing here, Miss Barnes? Didn't you tell her she was, suspended indefinitely? Shut up. Why does Miss Wilson have a bat? For aesthetics, okay? So I'm here to get my job back, right? So I have letters of support after, Benson had to get shut down by a few other people. I have letters of support from judges, district attorneys, clients, and so on and so forth, who feel some type of way about the optics of this whole situation. I can get I'm suspended because 2 federal investigations that have absolutely nothing to do with me, and I have committed no crimes, right? What y'all trying to do with the optics? Because if it's not gonna work out, because if I leave, then y'all not gonna like the optics of what happened. What are the optics? Shut up, Benson. And then Miss Marie come in like, I'm the optics. What? I don't want no ass kissing. I have my ass kissed long enough today. Shut up, Benson. What are the optics? Well, the optics are, if y'all don't reinstate her and make her partner, what y'all said y'all was gonna do, Miss Marie is leaving, and countless other clients, and also the millions and millions of dollars that I generate. annually for this firm. Okay, y'all not gonna like them optics. Now, reinstate me effective immediately and give me managing partner effective immediately, or we gonna walk. Okay, let me see you walk, walk, walk. That's what we gonna do. And Robin was like over there smiling and giggling. It's just like, Robin, you about to have her pressed up against another table and a window and everything. I bet you are. You liking this, Robin? Ooh, Robin all hot and bothered right now. I can tell. So, he was like, let's call it to a vote. All those in favor of reinstating Andrea Barnes. Everybody raised their hand. She got her job back. And guess what? She's managing partner. Now, how you like them apples? Okay? Like this now. Like that. I told y'all, listen. Robert was like, I'm proud of you. He looking at her like he trying to sop her up with a biscuit. Okay, he trying to have her flipped in all types of different directions. Okay, he enjoys this. This excites him, and he was like, you just proved to me that you are who I always thought you were. And it wasn't no like, ugh, you disgust me, or ooh, you're just this horrible person. No, he enjoys this part of her. He enjoys this part of Andy, and Andy is like, I have I got a lot of business to take care of now that I'm managing partner. He was like, what's going on? You still think this is personal? She was like, this has nothing to do with you. There's nothing to do with us. This is about me. And don't act like all of this was some test that you wanted me to pass because you hung me out to dry, but you thinking you were doing what was best for the firm. Now, was he doing what was best for the firm at the time? Yes, but having her suspended indefinitely when there was no evidence that she tried to take Gary out is wild. But I understand that side of business. But maybe she just pulled a coup and he enjoyed all of it. And it's just like eventually they'll get back together because she want him, he want her. And something gonna happen that is just gonna have to knock him boots again. That's all I'm saying. But Andy came in like a no limit soldier and just did the damn thing. I love it. Jordan take his little, he take himself down to the hospital and he telling Gary, you ruined my sister's life, you killed her baby, you did this, you did that, this is all your fault. And Gary's like, I don't know who your sister is. Oh, that crazy ass lady, your sister? He's like, don't call her crazy. He's like, you remember Andy, but you don't remember Penelope. And Gary's like, because I love Andy, she's my future. And it's just like, she's not your future. She does not like you. She does not want you. Y'all won't be together. Okay, check that. And he's like, as long as you live, you'll never know peace, and I'm going to make sure you leave this earth. And he start choking Gary. He not like he choking him, but he don't have like the in not where it need to be to to really take him out because you're doing it, and it's like he's able to yell for security. And then we get over to Tamara and Hayden. Hayden come in and he's like, "Oh my God, what happened to your face?" And she was like, "Fatima, you went over to Fatima's." No, she came over here looking for us because she thinks that we, took out Gary. Well, we need to call the police. No, she has the video of you and Gary. Yes. Well, what is she gonna do with it? I don't know. She thinks this is proof that you were angry enough to take him out. Okay, so what's about to happen? Well, I told her I don't give a damn to go to hell. He's like, why would you do that? And as he's about to get on her, somebody boom kick the motherfucking door in, and baby, they kicked that bitch off the hinges. Okay, boom, kick the door in. It here come the men in black. Okay, dressed in all black. They throwing her, whooping up on her just a little bit, and then when Hayden tried to get in it, they hit that down. Okay, they whooped him so bad. I was like, girl, see, this is why you should have just told what you knew. It's like you should have told what you knew. They beat the brakes off of Hayden and then start pistol whipping him. And oh boy, who was pistol whipping him, because Hayden was like, you got it, you got it, you got it. But then he got pistol whipped. So oh boy, who pistol whipped him is there. There goes the men in black. Started walking out the door. Well, really walking on the door out of the opening, the hole that's in the wall. Told her, watch your mouth. And it's just like, yeah, you probably should have watched your mouth. Everybody know Madam don't play with the disrespect, but you just had to disrespect her. This is all your fault. You should have just told what you knew. But them last 4 minutes will get you. Now, I actually enjoyed this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode too. Yeah, we knucking and bucking. Get ready to fight. Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. Hit those links in the description box down below. And also, turn on your post notifications And comment what you thought about this episode. What were your favorite parts? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Let's start a conversation. And with that being said, I hope everybody had a good time over here. I hope y'all appreciated or enjoyed this. And get what? I see y'all for the next one. Bye.